Hey guys, today in this video we are going to be replacing the brake pads on the Honda PCX. I have the brake pads here and it should be a pretty straightforward thing to do. It doesn't require a lot. We're going to remove these two bolts, then pull the calipers out, and then hopefully the pads will be easy to replace. This particular bike has got 23,000 miles on it, so it is definitely about due. So let's get started with this. So the first bolt you really should remove is this 8mm. This is what holds the brakes. Remove these two bolts. They're both 12mm. You might need a breaker bar. As you can tell, like, this bike has got quite a bit of rust here. This was a New Jersey bike, so it happens to have quite a bit of rust just from living up in the north. So now we're going to pull out the calipers. One thing to note is that you shouldn't let the calipers hang off the lines. The lines are something that I would like to replace. Also keep note, there's actually two brake lines going into the calipers because this particular bike uses 3 pistons here. Usually it's 2, but because it's got a Honda link braking, it's got 3 pistons. So when you apply the rear brake, it actually uses one of the pistons to grab the front and the rear at the same time. It's kind of brilliant. And there we go. That's our brake pad. So now I have the access to the brake pads. I should be able to push in this thing and remove the pin that holds the brake pads. There we go. It's coming out. So that's the pin for the brake pads, and I'm just going to remove these, and I'm going to slide this back in here just so it doesn't hang off the brake lines. Firing a little bit uneven. No lines here. There's a bunch of lines here, but these are pretty much toast. Luckily, they're not hitting the metal yet. So if they are hitting the metal, that means you probably did some damage to your rotor. But we're going to go ahead and replace these with the new ones. We have 3 pistons here, and you might want to clean off some of this, and it is kind of corroded, so I think I will do that. Take some steel wool and kind of clean it a bit, and then what you do is you take the clamp and you just kind of push it in on each of the pistons. I'd have to open this a bit more. I would just take a screwdriver or some sort of flathead and slowly spread the 2 brake levers without damaging the pad. So after spreading the brake pads, you might have some issues pushing this in because that brake pad, as soon as you open one, the other one kind of closes, so it might take a little bit of time to kind of push it all. But I'm using a screwdriver, then just kind of tapping it, and it will go in. It just requires a little bit more movement here. We have the 8mm right here that you're going to have to tighten up. That holds the brake pads in there. Right back in. So the 12mm, tighten it up to spec. That holds the brake pads in there. Guys, that is how you do a brake for the front brake pads on the Honda PCX. Pretty simple. It's just sometimes a little bit more difficult getting the pads into the caliper, but it goes in pretty easily. And that's it. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you with the next one.